Hey, what's going on YouTube? We're back once again. Another episode of the training arc. So today's gonna be a little off day because we're gonna save leg day for a different day because we have a lot of work to do in a lot of other areas. Like we have an interview for a potential internship. We have our doctor's appointment, dental appointment for our teeth. We just have a lot of stuff to do this week. So I'm gonna do two more. But that's a lot. That's a lot of weight for me. Shoot, 90 pounds on the abduct. I don't know which one this is. I'd be forgetting. But slow motion is better than no motion. Okay. Something that I've been considering recently is that like I'm not moving at the pace that I want to get to the place where I want to be. But something I'm not acknowledging is I can't even see the time. Oh my gosh. But something I haven't been acknowledging is the fact that I'm not where I was before. Every time I take off my shirt, I look in the mirror and I see like the very hill of my traps. I'm like, yeah, like 3 years ago, I would have never imagined me being here at all. Because growing and getting bigger, especially like with muscle, almost felt impossible at that time because I hated eating them as much as I needed in order to grow. But I started out slow. I started out eating 2,000 calories, then slowly making my way up, eating 2,000 200, 2,300, 2,500 to the point where I was overeating on protein. And now I'm able to bring it back and I'm making more progress than I did before. But, anywho, I just want to remind you, and even with school, matter of fact, even with school, I take one class at a time for school. I'm in college. Okay, I don't even know if my program even has network engineering, but I'm in cybersecurity right now. Anyway, um, I take one class at a time. How long is it going to take me to get it done? I don't know. But I'm going to get it done. And when I get it done, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be epic. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a couple of internships while I'm taking one class at a time. That'd be even better. But the whole point is that you make small steps every day consistently over a long period of time and let the compound effect take its toll because it takes time to do it in the first place. Anyway, let me do this set. 1 second. Even for this exercise, at one point, I could only do about 70, 60, right? On this exercise. Now I'm doing 90, and I haven't done this in a while. Hold up. And I haven't done this in a while. And now, and on top of that, because I practice my form, I actually feel it on the outside of my thigh, not just in my hips, which is epic. But this can apply anywhere when it comes to knowledge acquisition, art, gym, but whatever thing you want to achieve, you need to start today, and then can you continue on every day, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, however much time you want to set aside to put towards your goals. Do it. Do it today. Do it now, and do it for a long time because you won't see it until 5 years later. Everyone who's successful has failed more than they succeeded, but we only care about their successes. That's going to be you. That's going to be you. But you're too caught up in what ifs and whatever the heck in your head for no reason. But anywho, we're gonna hit this last set of this for 10, and then we'll probably move on to back extensions, and then we'll probably be done. All right, so I could not find all the machines are they're not necessarily taken, but they're definitely not like video friendly over here. So instead, I just got this bar for the cable machines. So we're gonna be doing forearm curls with this instead of the other stuff. See how that works out, but should be easy. We're at, what am I at, 17 on both sides? Whatever, I'm not gonna do the math on that. What, 34? Whatever, let's hit it. I'll see how this feels, and then if I don't like it, I'll probably just switch. Oh, ooh, that's irritating. All right, two. With these, I just like going to failure anyway, in general. This is really awkward because you kind of have to stabilize yourself with not only with your bar but also your body, so that way it doesn't like lean this way or that way. Anywho, that's probably the only set you're gonna see of that. I don't even know how much I did. I'm gonna do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Okay, cool. But something I did want to continue talking about is distractions. You know, there's a lot of distractions in this world, you know, and especially if you're younger coming up, you're going to have, it's going to be worse for you than it was for me because you're going to be bombarded with technology. Like you guys are literally born when like during the height of social media, like your TikToks, your Instagrams. And I remember when I first made my Mint Lips page, I was bombarded by a bunch of like just attractive girls. I put in I was over 18 and freaking and male, all of a sudden, all I see is just booty all up and down my up For You page, straight out the gate. You know, gotta fix it, you know, change the algorithm. I made a video on that. Go check it out. Watch it while you drive. But you're gonna have it so much worse than I did. You know, and it means it's gonna be far more important for you to get that under control earlier. You gotta get that stuff under control real quick before it overtakes you. Because it starts out small, it's just a big of a deal. And then 10 years down the line, 5 years, 2 years down the line, you're going to see it as a big problem. Or it's going to be an actual real problem in your life, and you're not going to realize how to get over it. And you're going to be like, how the heck did I get here? And it started when you were 10, 12, 15, 18, and just doing bad habits, whether it was going out and gambling with your friends, you know, sports betting. Oh my gosh, sports betting. Sports betting, drinking socially turns into heavy drinking. Because sometimes you use your pleasures as copium, you know, and that's never good because people, it's just not good. Anywho, I'm at this next set till failure. Here comes the Nico Nico knee times. Jeez, yeah, I'm gonna feel that in the morning. But these forearms very crucial for punching. But I'm gonna pause right here, and then we'll probably pick up another exercise. Hopefully, it's back extensions or cable crunches or traps. We'll see. I'm gonna try this new a new type of way to hit your traps. You know, on the calf extension. I saw that with Jeff Nippard, so we're gonna try that out. So today we're gonna shoot for a PR. I wasn't sure if last time we said we were just gonna see if we can do 35s, but I feel like we could do 90. I think we could do 90. We shall see. Was that 4 or 5? We should elevate this a ton. 1 second. This. We're gonna shoot for this for at least 8 to 10. You know what? Screw it. Let's shoot for 8. If we could do 10, we're gonna do 10. But if not, amen. All right. That was 10. Take a 2-minute break. We're gonna come back and try to hit it again. We're gonna try to do for 3 sets of 10. If we're able to do that, amen. So earlier today, I was watching a video about how boxers are some of the most prideful practitioners in the martial arts community, and I kind of agree with that. Primarily because of where the most of the demographic comes from, which is like usually poor neighborhoods, and pride and all that other stuff is usually heavily heavily favored. But also, it's just a part of the sport, you know. Like even currently, in the rankings, people care about their zero rather than actually being good or entertaining or anything like that. Like meanwhile in MMA, you have people lose like 3 times in a row, win once, and that's like the beginning of a new win streak. I like how I thought I was going to start this, but then I started talking about fighting or whatnot. You know, I just think like philosophy in boxing is missing, because boxing is mainly like rooted in, it's a gentleman's sport. It's about dominance. Like who is truly the better gentleman between us, the better fighter between us. It's like modern day dueling, but with hands instead of swords. But I was thinking that because recently I think King the Dean or something like that and Larry Wheels got into an altercation because homie was hitting on his wife, right? And so basically what led up to that, though, what they don't really show currently is that Dean tried to wrestle Larry, and he was talking smack, talking about how weight don't matter when it does, and especially in grappling, when weight don't matter. And that man spun that man around, flipped him over, could have slammed him on his head. He could have done damage to him, but he didn't, right? But because of that, after that, I saw little clips but it seemed like he was trying to find ways to outcompete on Larry, you know, and he can't really do that. He can really only do that in a very few areas, but that really hurt his pride, hurt his ego. It's just part of boxing. I get it. But part of the reason why he felt even comfortable saying that his wife was for everybody and that she was choosing on him and all this other stuff was really because of her behavior. You know, like think about they were on stream talking about how they want their daughter to be a gold digger. She was talking about how Rampage Jackson was attractive and how she was basically shooting the eyes at him, you know, choosing signals straight at all these other dudes while Larry was present. You know, it was just like the confidence he got to be disrespectful toward Larry as a husband and as a man was exclusively because of her, almost exclusively because of her. Now, good thing Larry checked him and everything, and he got checked again, I think, recently. But essentially, I was just thinking to myself, like, yeah, that's very prevalent in a lot of boxers of today. Like, a lot of people are prideful. They have no sense of like learning the sport, or just like learning to be better. You know, learn to be a newbie. You know, having some a sponge for a brain instead of a brick. You know. But anyway, let's hit this set. Ooh. Shoot. Now with this one, I kind of want to work on keeping my back straight or rounded while I'm picking this up. Now this is either 10 or 12. I can't really remember, but I felt like that was a really good set, honestly. Final set. Now, last time we were only able to get 8 on the final set, but this time we're gonna push for 10. You're gonna push for 10. You know, one thing I hate while working in the gym is that you'll see some attractive women in here, and I feel compelled to go talk to them, you know, try to get the number or whatnot, but I forget I'm at the gym, and it's one of the only gyms that doesn't record with almost no music sometimes. So we got to keep that in mind before we start, you know, hitting on the women at the gym. Anywho, last set, shooting for 10. Again, I want to try to keep my back rounded this time. The only thing I wish I could be able to do was move these weights out the way to like go deeper. To go deeper. But outside of that, we did good. Those were taken. But I was thinking about investing in just the psychology of it. Cool. 225 for 12. Epic. But think about the psychology of investing, about how when you make sure you do your research if you're picking individual stocks, but also making sure that what you're picking is a relatively safe bet in comparison to everything else, right? Like, you don't want to assume that because something's doing really good right now, over the last 6 months, that it's going to do well forever. Okay, like something right now I'm looking into still right now is robots. Like, they're coming. AI is coming. If AI is coming, robots are coming. Okay, and right now might be a great time to put in some money where the robots are right now, because they're just going to grow anyway. I actually believe that robots are coming. Okay. So I've been looking at ETFs and the various ETFs and stocks and stuff to look into that. The problem is, I don't know, because robots are relatively new. They're newer, right? They're newer to the market or whatnot. But I've been looking at how they're going to be put into the workforce, added into our regular lives, how robots are going to influence us. There's even out here in Las Vegas, we have an entire BattleBots. Like, BattleBots now has like the full-blown robots, like Kmart Real Steel or Rock'em Sock'em robots if you're that old. But we have those today, and like you see it be implemented in regular life, and yet you're not doing anything to take it anywhere, you know? But I don't really understand robots, which is why I'm not putting money into it. I do understand that we're going to need energy, we're going to need chips, and we're going to need the materials in order to get it. Okay, so that's what I put my money in currently. Okay, I put my money in the GPUs with I have SMH as an ETF for the chips, because one has to make it. It's gonna. I know that energy is going to be important, so I put money in nuclear, and I have two energy ETFs, and then I'm looking for a stock to put in for silver, since it's so volatile. Because I don't really want a ETF for silver. I don't know how I feel about that one yet. But like I said before, make sure when you're putting money into wherever you're going to put it, make sure you do your research, obviously. Accept the fact that you're going to make a loss at some point in time. The market will go down, but also may go up. So make sure you pick a safe bet, do your research. My rule is that it at least has to do good since like conception, at least. Which usually with the current companies I'm looking into, or the current ETFs I'm looking into, it's been like they've been around for at least 10 to 15 years. Okay. But second thing, let me hit this set. Then I'm gonna keep talking. But okay. Okay, cool. Second thing, during the swings, down markets, downturns, dips, right? Buy the dip, okay? If you actually believe in the stock, ETF, whatever it is, buy the dip. Okay, dips are opportunities. They're not times for you to sell, all right? If it drops a significant amount, it's no good to you if you sell, all right? Because if you look at it, even if you look at the history in its past, it dips all the time, okay? Charts don't go up like this. They go up like this, like squiggly lines, but it gets higher. But there is gonna be a dip. There is gonna be a drop, okay? What you have to remember, especially while you're broke, is just to keep buying what you believe in, based obviously with your research. I feel like I've said it like 16 times already. But make sure when you put money in it, buy the dip because you actually believe in it. It's going to go back up. I know energy is going to be extremely important. When there's a dip in energy, buy again. That's what I be doing. Straight up. But, anywho. Okay, I talked about research. I talked about investing. And I talked about, okay, cool. Lastly, I'm going to start talking your ear off. I'm going to stop talking your ear off. But when it comes to investing, you make sure you put in a consistent amount every month. Kind of like with saving, you want to get, investing is a habit. Investing is a habit. Investing is a habit, okay? You don't want to wait till you make a ton of money to start putting money in the market. You want to put it in right now. Okay, get in the habit of putting 5% of your income into the stock market. Get in the habit of putting away 5% of your income into a savings account. Okay, get in the habit of doing that, so that way, when you get more money, you're not gonna fall into the lifestyle trap because you think you're gonna save money when you make more money. You're not. You're just gonna upgrade your lifestyle faster than you are gonna save your money. Okay, straight up, that's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. You don't believe me now, and if you don't believe me, you're gonna get real familiar with it if that happens to you. I'm just saying. Amen if you're able to do it. I haven't seen it done yet. So keep in mind, right, when you are investing, make sure you do your research on all your stocks, ETFs or whatnot, actually believe in it. Secondly, remember the psychology of it. Everything goes down. It's not time to sell, it's time to buy. Obviously, if whatever you believe in. And then lastly, make it a habit. Investing is a habit, saving is a habit. Yeah. All right. If traps are open, they're going to be open. If not, they're not. But, amen. Keep forgetting to reconnect my mic to my freaking thing, okay? My video would have been done, but I get to see more torturous stuff. This is one of these 2 a.m. workout techniques. But this time, we're going to try to hit the traps again. Literally, just get on the trap machine, on the calf machine regularly and just shrug. And when I did this, I actually really felt it in my traps. And I already know someone's gonna get really upset if, like, they see this and they're like, I need the calf machine. What are you doing? I did as much as I could. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, make sure hit the like button, share with a friend, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Oh my gosh, am I talking with a lisp? I might be, guys. Oh my gosh. Anyway, triumphathletic.net, code MINT for your clothes. I'm not wearing it today. I'm waiting for this Tokyo Legends thing to drop. But outside of that, awesome. Anyway, adios, friends. Good night.